Hi everyone. So you just watched the video on Mr. Seahorse and someone read it aloud to you. I love this book. I actually do have the book here. Um, I want to open it up and just show you some of the pictures again. Look how beautiful the colors are. Let's look at the seahorse. Look how beautiful he is. We have different parts of the seahorse that you might want to take a look at. We have a nice big eye right here. We have this long snout. We have these little spikes going down his back, a nice fin, and a curly tail. Now the tail can curl this way, or let's see, tail can go this way. Let's see if we have another one here. These are beautiful. All right, so we're going to create our very own Mr. Seahorse. Here's the tail going around this way. We're going to create our very own Mr. Seahorse with a white piece of paper, some crayons, and then you can color it in with either crayons or markers, or if you happen to have a set of watercolors at home, they can be smaller than this. I have a set that's a little bit bigger. Doesn't matter if you have any of these colors. If you have some watercolors, you can color it in. So we are going to begin. I'm going to show you step by step. You can draw along with me, and then you can pause it if you need to. It's going to look something like this when we're done. Okay, so here we go. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to choose a color. Now I have these big fat crayons here. You probably have thin crayons, Crayola crayons, rose art crayons, doesn't matter what kind. We're going to hold our paper, and if you have a big paper, that's great, or a smaller paper. It can be copy paper that your parents use in the computer. We're going to hold it up like this, not like this. Okay, and then we're going to start with the eye. All right, so we are going to find a spot right about here on your paper. And everybody, let's draw a circle about that big. Okay, now you can add a smaller circle for an eyeball. You can color it in, or you can wait to color with a different color later. All right, so there's our eyeball, Mr. Seahorse. We're going to come over here to the right. We're going to put a little dot right there. And we're going to come over here to the left. We're going to put a little dot right there. Now we're going to make a rainbow shape. So we're going to go up and over, just like that. All right. Now let's do a snout. Let's go over this way. Okay. We're going to go up, over to the edge of the paper. We're going to go down a little bit. All right, and let's go all the way back, and we're going to stop underneath our eye like that. Great. Now we're going to do the belly. So we're going to start right where we stopped underneath the eye, and we are going to come down. We're going to go curve out towards the edge of our paper. We're going to come all the way down. And we're going to come all the way up like a great big, almost like a J. All right. Now let's do the back of our seahorse. So right where we stopped there, we are going to go straight down. Okay, get right about to there. And let's curve it. Let's curve it around till we meet. And you can curve it a little bit more if you want, like that. But then we have to connect the end of that to the end of our line up here. So you want to hop up to this line, press as hard as you can, and come down and meet that line. Perfect. Now my seahorse looks a little skinny. Yours might be fatter, which is okay. Actually, I wish he was a little fatter, but that's all right. So now we're going to add a fin right about here on his back, and we're going to do a curved line out and do another one down. And then let's just do a wavy line, right like that. You can go in and add some lines, just like that. All right, now we're gonna do those spikes on his head and down his back, and they are just triangle shapes. So if we remember how to do our triangles, press hard. Go ahead and make some triangles. All right, if I'm going too fast, you can pause this video, catch up, and then play again. Or you can start right from the beginning. And I might put a couple ones down here. And that is our seahorse. So now we want to add some shapes and patterns. If you can see with my one that I finished, I added some polka dots and maybe some scales. So now I would like you to choose a different color. I'm going to choose green, but you can choose whatever you want. Let's make some shapes. Maybe I want to make some polka dots. Okay, maybe some small, maybe some big. All right, let's just go around, make some polka dots. Maybe I want to do some scales. If you want to try this, if you have a white crayon, you can make some U shapes. Now when you draw them, you're not going to see them too much. So if you don't have watercolors and you're just going to color this in with crayons, I would choose a color for your scales, okay? But I have a little bit of watercolor and I think maybe some of you might have some at home. So we're gonna go ahead and do it in white. All right, I'm just doing a bunch of U's. Maybe I get down here and I wanna add some different patterns. So let's pick a different color. I'm gonna add some shapes, some triangles, maybe some curlicues. You can change curlicues and maybe some stripes. Whatever you wanna do. Now that you've done that, you're gonna go on to these spikes here. We're gonna color them in with different colors, okay? Whatever colors you want. I'm going to start coloring these in and I will meet you after I finish coloring. All right, so everybody go ahead and color. Okay, so now we finished coloring in our spikes going down our Mr. Seahorse. Now we're gonna put our Mr. Seahorse in the ocean. So let's draw, how about we draw some sand at the bottom? Now remember, when we draw sand, we're gonna stop where we hit Mr. Seahorse, hop behind him, and then put some more sand on this side. Okay, now what grows underneath the ocean? I'm thinking some seaweed. So if you want, we can do some seaweed. It's just like big long grass, a long line like that. And then we're going to start at the top and come back down, just like a big piece of grass. And we can color that in if you want. So let's color, 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 color. Let's add another one, maybe over here. Maybe we're gonna do a light green. Now remember, it's gonna go behind our Mr. Seahorse. We wanna color it in nice and solid. No scribbling, okay? Color it in nice and solid, best you can. Go all the way up. Now, if you want to, you can add some bubbles. Now, if you're going to just use crayons to color it in, you might want to use a light blue bubbles. I'm going to paint it, so I'm going to use white bubbles. So I'm just making some circles. Gonna be hard to see them. Make them different sizes, big, small, medium. Maybe in the background you want to draw a little tiny fish, maybe a little red fish. You can draw some fish in the background. Okay, maybe an orange fish. Maybe you want to put something like Nemo or Dory, you know? You guys decide. It's your picture. All right, I'm putting a couple little fish. I think I'm just about ready to paint. So if you have watercolor paints, you're gonna get your brush, okay? Just like this. You're gonna make sure you have some water. All right, and you're gonna have your watercolor paints. Yours are not gonna look like mine. They're probably gonna be a little bit smaller, and that's okay. If you don't have these, we're gonna keep coloring this with crayons. All right, but if you're gonna watercolor, you wanna get your brush wet, all right, and you want to put a little bit of, let's see, what color should we start with? Let's start with pink. Put a little bit of water in the pan, swirl it around. Remember, we want a good hair day, not a bad hair day. We want our paintbrush to dance on the paints. And then we're gonna go in and we are going to paint inside Mr. Seahorse. And see where we put those crayon polka dots? They're gonna show up. The watercolor's gonna push away from them. We're gonna go around the eye and we're gonna go ahead and paint in. Now I might wanna change colors. Maybe I don't want Mr. Seahorse to be all one color because look at him in the story. He's got all beautiful colors blending together. So if that's the case, I wanna wash my brush out with water. Okay, and I'm gonna switch colors. Maybe I'm gonna go to a blue. So I'm going to swirl the blue around and I'm just going to go on top of it and bring it down with some blue. Okay, and you know we do watercolors in school all the time. We're going to let this blue blend around. All right. Ooh, I went to a darker blue. We're going to bring it down. And we're just going to keep painting. Now look what happens with those U's, those fins that I made with white. Do you see them starting to come out? I'm going to switch to green now. Look what happens. Isn't that cool? So this is really neat if you have some watercolors. If not, don't worry about it. You could make all of your fins different beautiful colors like rainbow fish. Remember that story? Okay, so we're getting down here. How about we change colors again? What do you think? How about we go to purple? Purple would be good. All right, we're gonna come in here to purple and we are gonna finish up the tail with some purple and maybe we'll go back to magenta that we started with. Now in between colors, I'm washing my brush as best as I can. All right, and we're going to come up here into magenta. Now, let's paint that little fin that let's paint that a color too. Doesn't have to be the color I'm doing, you do any color you want. All right, what's next? Let's paint the sand. Okay, so I have a tan color, you might not, so you can paint your sand any color you want. If you have brown, you might want to just add some water to it so it's not so dark brown. Just push it around. This time I'm going to get my brush and I'm going to fill it with water. I'm not even adding more paint. I'm just pushing the paint around that's already there. All right, very last step is we're going to do the ocean, okay? So let's clean our brush again. We can paint our ocean with just water. You can start painting with just water. And now let's go in and get some blue. Oh, this is pretty blue. And we can just drop it in. Ooh. And then push it around. All right, we can go right over that fish. Go over here, and do you see those bubbles that we made before? They are starting to pop out, aren't they? Go right over your seaweed. I'm going to get some more water. I am just painting with water before I add my watercolor. So I'm just going in and out just with plain old water. Move this over here. Now I'm going to grab some of that blue. Here we go. I'm pushing it down. You can go right over that seaweed. All right, we're going to go around. And see, I see some polka dots coming. Here we go. We're coming around here. And let's add more blue. Now, if you have a palette of paint with different blues, you can put different blues in, like regular blue and turquoise. If you only have one blue, that's perfect too. Okay, so we're going to come over here. And my paper's starting to buckle up, and that's okay, because there's a lot of water on our paper. Now see how the water is not going into Mr. Seahorse? That's because we pressed really, really hard with our crayon. All right, and that'll keep that ocean color from going into Mr. Seahorse. If it does go in, just take a paper towel and just dab it up. Don't worry about it. Okay, and we are almost done. All right, that's about it.